Starting from an entirely blank DAW can be intimidating and can lead to a counterproductive session where not a whole lot gets done. If only there was a way to generate song ideas so the second you sit down, you're ready to work. So I built it. I built the Song Ideas generator. This is a Google spreadsheet. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Anyone can use it, no one can edit it, but you don't need to, because every time you refresh this page, pay attention to this over here, these 3 red cells. Every time I refresh the page, it loads up a random instrument, a random tempo, and a random chord progression, chosen from this list. I want to give a shout out to the songfoundry.com. This is where I pulled the chord progressions from, but you can't really copyright chord progressions. And these are all pulled from common chord progressions, but they're all a good starting point for building a melody and going from there. So the rule is when using the Song Ideas generator, you must start with these. You don't have to end up with these, but you must start with these. So for this idea here, I must start with the trumpet, make something at 170 beats per minute, and use these chords and build off of it from there. This is something that's meant to kind of launch you into production, and I've even included a couple kind of ridiculous things like Legos. That obviously isn't an instrument, but you have to figure out how to use it as one. Maybe use it as some kind of percussion. You don't have to play the chords on this instrument necessarily, but you have to use it when starting the song. So something like a vocal sample, you could use that to play a melody on top of these chords. But I'm getting ahead of myself because remember, we're not looking at these. This is the bank that this pulls from. But I must use this combination of elements because that's what the Song Ideas generator has bestowed upon me. So let's do it. I've done a few other sessions with this that I'm going to kind of play in this video to show how different sessions go very differently depending on the prompt given here. And once again, this is linked in the description, and all you have to do to generate a new song idea is refresh the page. All that being said, let's actually try to make a track here. So I'm gonna set this to 170 beats per minute. I'm gonna pull up Analog Lab by Arturia. They sent this over to me, full disclosure, but I use this as kind of a nice bank of a bunch of different kinds of sounds. That's a really nice sound. That is not a trumpet though, and I want to stay true to the spirit of this. So real quick, I'm gonna go online and actually find a trumpet sample. It's definitely not trying to be a real trumpet. It's more just for the timbre of it. So I've got A minor, F7, D7, whoops, E7. Ooh, okay. I can definitely vibe with that. So this is the foundation of my track. So that says D7. I like it with a D minor better. I think that's cooler. So already I'm kind of breaking away from the format, but I was true to the challenge. I started with it. Let's pitch these down an octave so it'll ring out longer. And let's hear how that sounds. And I'm pretty committed to using this as the foundation. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate this MIDI and layer it with this brass patch from Analog Lab. This will be my nice lush chord patch, and I'll build that on top of that trumpet. Hell yeah! That turned out much cooler than I expected, so let's build on this momentum. Let's try and find a bass sound. I might, since this is 170, I might go drum and bass with this. All right, so I've programmed in this super basic bass part. And I might actually try and pitch this up an octave because it's getting a little low. I like that a little bit better. So let's try and add some drums here. All right, so I just quickly went and grabbed a couple of very basic samples. Just to give you a better idea of the vibe. Good enough for now. Let's finally try to write some kind of lead line and really define this track as our own here. So I'm gonna get one more Analog Lab pulled up because I've really been feeling this plugin lately. Definitely not necessary to make good electronic music or even analog style electronic music, but it is a fun repository of pretty sweet sounds. So because they sent it over, I do find myself using it quite a bit. Oh, there we go. Let's record that. There we go. That's pretty sick, actually. I might develop this into a full track eventually because I actually really like where this is going. So here is today's track, sparked by the song Ideas Generator and remaining largely faithful to what it told me to do. So that's today's session. For the rest of the video, I'm going to show you a couple of other production sessions I've done using ideas from the song Ideas Generator. Some of these are done during lunch breaks from work, and I will say this was done with proper being away from people, being outdoors, and wearing a mask. Just so you know, I was being as safe as possible while using my portable devices to make music in public. All right, we are back on the song Ideas Generator hype train. Gonna make one more beat here with electric piano, 165 BPM, and this chord progression. All right, so I do need to insert some bass notes because we've got that slash chord in there. And in order to adhere to the progression, maybe this will like change the flavor of the progression and make it a little more interesting. Okay, that was low-key fire. Let's actually chord you. That adds a little more tension. I actually like that quite a bit. Let's try to move a little bit into some more electronic type textures. Sick! Let's just do that. That's where that missing note is. So then maybe I can duplicate this same bass patch because yo, this delay is going to be the death of me. Copy this bass part. So let's do that. Sweet. So now I can actually go ahead and add some drums to this. So I like how that's hitting. It's kind of a cool vibe. And that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found this video enjoyable, and hopefully you find the song Ideas Generator inspiring. If you'd like to check it out for yourself, be sure to click the link in the description. And if you'd like to watch another video where I make music from scratch, you can click or tap somewhere on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with a new video next week.